welcome to Two Italian Women
and the Stories They Tell
with Erica Martin
and Diane Bovalino.
Thanks for joining us. Diane and I have some fun announcements today, and I'm going to give her the honor since she's all prepared. She has a note sheet in front of her.
I call it 4 pieces of big news. Okay, wait, 4 pieces.
I call it 3, but we can do 4.
Okay, first, we are recording on today is National Authors Day.
Happy National Authors Day. And for all those aspiring authors, writers, etc., we are celebrating you today and the beautiful words that you share.
Yes, we are. Woo! And for me, it's my first National Authors Day.
Yes, because Miss Diane is, for those of you following the podcast know, she launched her book, Entangled No More, several months ago, and it's now coming out in paperback, which is really exciting.
Yes, yes.
International bestseller. And today I thought, in honor of National Authors Day, it might be great to hear a little bit about your book, the topic, etc. And we're going to get to that, but then there's a few other announcements. So this may be a part 2 today. We're going to see how it goes, maybe an extended. Okay.
So we have some other big news.
Pretty big.
So we have another to-be author in the room. I wonder who it is.
That would be this girl. And thanks to Diane, who had, started launching this book. I've been an English teacher, writer my whole life. And she got involved with such a beautiful conglomeration of women through her book that it really inspired me to kind of take the chance when you connect me with Katie, which I'm so grateful for. And so now I've had the same opportunity that Diane has had to really work with some amazing women and produce something that's really special to me. So I was really grateful that we both had the honor of being able to do that.
So tell us the name of the multi-author book that you're writing in.
It is called Evolving on Purpose, Co-Creating with the Divine.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I won't give too much away. We're gonna make this about you today.
Oh, okay. So we do have another big announcement. So since Spirit decided that the two of us are writing chapters in these multi-author books, that especially today, it just came to us that we have decided to come up with a group, and we're announcing that tonight. And we have this awesome group that she's going to tell you.
F you, Diane. F you book club. Females United. And we'd love for you to join us in saying a big F you.
Oh, I love that name.
For those of you that think it's naughty, it's not. It's Females United.
What more?
What could you possibly be thinking that means?
Yeah. Let's get united.
So we're going to have a Females United
stuff out.
book club that really integrates all of the lessons, the life experiences of how many authors were in your book? 20 authors. 20. So 20 really talented, bright, artistic women in her book. And as it stands right now, lucky number 13 authors in my book with Co-Creating with the Divine. And so, that really gives us quite a number of women, beautiful stories, really inspirational stories. And then from a mind, body, spirit perspective, from a psychology perspective, really helping you take lessons away from each of the chapters, meeting with the authors, being able to ask questions to the authors who are all over the world, by the way.
Yes, international.
And so we thought that would be really a fun endeavor. So we'll get to you more with the specifics. It's not launching until January
after the holidays
of 2023. We thought everyone's making New Year's resolutions, although I don't necessarily believe in them, that this could be a good way to start off the new year with a new energy.
Yes, and we thought after the holiday, nice time of year to start meeting some new ladies.
Yeah, and as we talk about energy on this channel, I didn't mean to interrupt you. As we talk about on this channel, it's all about bringing people together, because being an empath is so immensely isolating. No matter who we talk to, until you kind of find your soul tribe or your niche where you really feel like people speak the same language and understand. I thought, what a beautiful way and a fun way
Yes.
To have people come together, right? And we have a lot of therapy groups, as you may know. We have our empath group and other, so we're always inviting everyone in, but this is a little less formal. It's a little less personal to begin with, right? And then we can see kind of where it evolves and takes us. The name of my book, Evolving on Purpose.
Yes.
We're evolving on purpose.
Exactly.
To see what spirit brings us to, and that's what we shall follow. We shall follow. So Diane,
yes,
I've read your book. It's beautiful. And your story, I think, did a really good job of talking about how someone else's view of you, or just like being in an oppressive kind of energy, can really impact someone in such a powerful way. Do you want to read a little bit? You want to share a little bit, talk about it a little? I don't know, whatever you want.
Yes. So I have a couple quotes that I'll read from my chapter. So first, the book is called Entangled No More, Breaking Free from Toxic Relationships. But to create, breaking free from the toxic relationships, and then the women, all 20 women are empowered to have their own empires. So I have not read all the other chapters. I've read a few of them. I can't wait to actually get the book on Thursday and read them actually in the book.
Oh, so exciting to just have it in paperback in your hands.
Opposed to on the ebook. And much more of have the actual book.
Yeah.
And in everyone's chapters with the story, they actually explain the tools that they have and that they've used. But to talk about my story, as I basically, my toxic relationship was related to a work relationship. And as you mentioned, it was the individual not knowing me and being misunderstood on who I really am. And I talk about how much and how important human connection is. And human connection is so important. It is right after food, clothing, and shelter. And when we all want loving human connection, and we all want to be understood and have a chance to be understood. And when you are in a toxic relationship, then you're not being understood and it's toxic, then what happens? You have stress, anxiety, your body is under so much stress. So I talk a lot about that. And I then share about a lot of the tools that I use to get throughout my work days. So I'll share a couple of there a couple here I have on my phone.
Love it.
Yes.
So for any of you out there who are dealing with a toxic work relationship, a toxic boss, I mean, I would be hard pressed to think that probably everyone at some point in their life has had some kind of oppressive situation in their work. I mean, I know I certainly have, not to the degree that you did. But we spend so much of our time and our life at work, right? And so much of our identity, our self-identity, is related to our work, to what we do and whatever. When that becomes disrupted, I think people minimize the degree of impact, the degree of trauma that can have on someone. And certainly for you, it was a pretty profound situation.
I did not suffer from migraines, and then my migraines started in this work environment, which to this day I deal with. I know we had a group earlier, an empath group, and I had to sneak away to actually take a migraine pill.
I started crawling on the floor. She kind of dipped out of the chair, and it's just like migraine. I was like, I thought it was my talking. Maybe. She didn't say no. Could be.
But let me read a couple of my quotes, which I actually cannot believe. I do feel like when I wrote my chapter, and I feel like it was spirit writing this. I go back and I read it to this day, and I'm like, I wrote that?
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. But I do believe it was spirit writing it.
Absolutely.
Because spirit came to me and said, when I saw that Carrie was looking for more people. I'm like, Spirit at like midnight said,
You're going to do it.
you need to apply. And this is why you're going to help other people with your story. So I'm like, okay. So here's one of them. I say, still, I could no longer exist in this world of abuse and toxicity as my mind, body, and soul was crumbling, breaking into pieces, and I was about to evaporate from my core as I did not exist in this world, and what was living remained in shock in a constant state of flight or fight.
That's beautiful. It's powerful.
Yes, and I do talk about that in my chapter about being in fight or flight.
And for
what
those of you
does to
that
your
may
body.
not know, I'll step in as the therapist here,
Yeah.
right? When our brain and body are experiencing something that is just too much for us to process, hold, understand, it goes into fight, flight, or freeze mode, right? And so some of us will just literally freeze and not be able to respond. Some of us will flee or flight. And, it's just a basic human reaction to extraordinary stress. So when you say fight, or did you say fight or flight?
Mm-hmm.
Fight or flight.
Yeah.
Oftentimes when we're in seriously traumatic situations, like that's all we're left to do. We can't stay present in the abuse or the neglect. So we go into that safety mechanism of fight, flight, or freeze. So for those of you out there, I'm sure you can identify on some level, based on your own experiences, which pattern might, and it could be a combination, it may not be the same every time.
Yeah, it's amazing what our bodies can do and how it takes us back to the caveman years.
Absolutely.
Yes, and I did some research, and I put that also in my chapter, the research pieces. Then I have one more in here I'll read. I knew that the tools I have were going to heal the trauma I experienced from the past toxic work environment, and I'm going to forge ahead to help women in this world who've experienced the same trauma as I, which I believe that's why Spirit called to me to, write the chapter.
Same reason the channel.
Yes.
That we do, right? I mean, our mission isn't to become like wildly successful. I mean, that would be nice, but I mean, that's not our mission. Our mission is really to help people, because both Diane and I know the isolation and like the mental torment of kind of sitting alone or feeling misunderstood or invalidated. And so I guess that's why it's so important that for those of you listening, that you feel you have a safe place to come. That means everything to us. Your engagement means everything to us. And as I said last time, thank you so much for the support and the love and the comments and the questions. Like, we live for that. We really do.
Oh, we do.
We really do. And so your book is so beautiful. It was so well received.
Yes, I can't believe it. We hit number 1 in 33 categories internationally.
Wow.
And I do know the one piece that I did re-experience, as it's been many, 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 many years that I've been out of this trauma, but I do know, which I know you can speak to, I did re-experience the trauma again from writing it.
Of course you would.
And that I was not quite ready for.
Well, that's why you have friends,
yes,
right? And people who love and understand. But anytime we go back to the origin of that trauma, it's going to be triggering. If there's no way it can't be. And as you're writing and you're recalling the details and the feelings, which you have to do, I believe, in order to be a good writer, right? Mm-hmm. How could that not kind of resurrect that period for you? But you were tough. You got through it.
I did. I just did what we talked about. What we talk about: self-care, self-love. Slept a little bit more. Used my tools that we talked about on the channel, and I talked about in my chapter.
Sometimes a good old-fashioned Ativan. I'm not proposing this for everyone, but
I don't have any of those.
No. Sometimes we just, whatever it is we need to do to climb down from the emotional rafters, as I call it. Obviously the things you could do more naturally and holistically, but I've had a couple of people write in and say, Erica, what are your feelings about Ativan or Xanax? For those of you that don't know, it's like in the benzodiazepine family. which are really like kind of sedatives, like they help calm the central nervous system. You know, for those of you that ask, I have no judgment toward them. They are extraordinarily addictive. So you want to be very cautious in terms of taking them. But if on occasion, like in extreme situations, if you need to take it and take it sparingly and responsibly, I really don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, you can continue to IM me if you want more specific answers to those questions. But I mean, they have their intended place and purpose. I'm not saying you needed that, but I know many people in extreme circumstances like this who medication, not just benzos, but like sometimes an antidepressant or anti-anxiety medication is necessary when you have that prolonged stress, because yours went on for a very long time.
No, I talked to you about it, and we have like an authors hub, which I know now we're both in, and I would write in there to the other authors and explain what I was going through. And I had a very short time period to write my chapter, so
I think that may have added to her stress. I think it's like 3 days. 3 days to write the chapter. But again, like you said, spirit calls you, you wrote it, came flying, the pages came flying right out of you.
Yes, they did. So, but I've had clients come in and other ladies that have been through the same stress, same toxic abuse that I've been through. So I've already been able to help other women. So,
and that's gotta feel so good.
I know this book is going to help other women out there, and as our channel is, and we are just looking to have you join our, what is the book? Wait, what is the group called?
FU. I think I had a Freudian slip there. FU Club.
Yes.
Female United.
And with it, you will receive a book from each one of us, signed.
Yes.
And once you sign up, you're going to receive my book first, just because we're waiting on Erica's beautiful book. And we're going to start with Entangled No More first. And then out comes Erica's book.
And again, as we're reading the chapters, the book is not based entirely on the chapters themselves, more the context, more the strategies, the skills, so it is a discussion group. We encourage everyone coming, bringing your own ideas, perspectives, your own stories.
Exactly.
So we want to make it fun and engaging, and we want everyone to feel welcome, right? I mean, we're calling it Females United, but obviously I don't want males to feel like they're not welcome.
I agree.
So all are welcome. But the reason we chose Female United is we had all female authors, and they were really kind of united behind, at least in the first book, especially behind the cause of women really being treated unfairly in a lot of relationships. But all are welcome. We'd love to hear from you. And before we leave, we're going to do an extended. We'll do part 2. I'll talk about my book of Co-Creating with the Divine. Really, the concepts of the book is really more of what I want to stress. But if you like us and you think we deserved it, please give us a like, write a comment, a review. As you always say, we're on Amazon, Spotify,
Google Podcasts.
I forget that one every time.
And soon to be Apple. I'm fixing that right now. So any review, we read them. And again, so right now, soon we will have a link out there for you to actually sign up. So for now, if you're interested in our Female United group, just shoot us an email, and it's all in our notes. But shortly, we'll actually have a link in there, so you can actually just sign up, pay, and then we can actually get a book right out to you.
Love it. Love it. And thank you for all your work, Diane. Thank you for your beautiful book and sharing it with us tonight.
Thank you.
And thanks for all of you for listening. Until next time, stay safe and stay well.
Good night.
Good night.